All right, I'm here with John Ferden, who races a legend car at both Hawkeye Downs and sometimes at Vinton. So we're going to get to know him, put this on the internet, and your adoring fans want to get to know a little bit more about you.
Great.
So I'm going to ask you some questions here. When did you get into racing, and what made you decide you wanted to do it?
Well, I tell you what, I got into racing to race a car 2 years ago, and I was 57 years old.
You're a very young 57.
Yeah, aren't I though? But I got into racing at that point in time. I was helping a friend of mine out with his sport mod in Independence, and I had been in racing, oh boy, since in the 70s. I was helping guys out with their pit crews and stuff like that. And
I've seen that on Facebook, all those different late model pictures.
Yeah, I pitted for Ramos Stott, my brother-in-law Bob Harris.
Oh,
and so went all those years helping other people out and always had the desire to drive a car, but finally my wife said to me, she says, you know, instead of helping everyone else out, why don't you just do it? And my response was, you don't think I'm too old? So anyway, that's how it got started. So I wanted to pick a division that I thought was affordable and fun at the same time.
Yep.
So, and that's why I picked a Legend.
Oh, and we can't say enough about Denise and them
Warren,
guys. Warren.
Yeah, Warren is awesome.
I mean, they give so much to that division and would do anything for anybody at any time, and they help make it fun.
They do. They do.
And so they've helped me out too when I was doing my thing, got started. So.
And so I contacted Warren Ropp, and I went down and looked at the stuff he had, and he says, well, let's get a car up there to have you drive it to see if you even want to do it. So I did, and I kind of fell in love with it.
Oh, those things are a blast.
And you know, the day I was up there practicing that car or test driving it, Dave McCullough was there, and so I got to meet Dave, and then it just kind of blossomed from there. And the big thing is the amount of friendships that you gain.
I mean, our little group is a fun bunch of people.
And the legend community is awesome. Whether it's at Hawkeye Downs, which is unbelievable. I raced at the Dells. I've raced at last summer. I raced at Burlington and Vinton. But I tell you what, Hawkeye Downs, the legend drivers are a tight knit family.
Yep, definitely. Yep, they take care of each other best they can. Yep.
Right.
All right, we'll talk about the last year. It was a little rough at different times, but you improved your points over the previous year.
Right.
Talk about the wins and the losses there.
Well, the wins and the losses, I think when I started out the year, I put a little bit too much emphasis on getting to the front right away, and I need the seat time, okay? And that's a big thing with this car, because the Legend car is so temperamental to drive, okay?
Very twitchy.
And
Yes.
and a lot of people don't understand that, but they're really tricky to drive. And you see like guys like Dave McCullough, who is super smooth, but he's also had a lot of experience, and he'll be the first one to tell you that.
And he can drive anything too.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that helps a lot with all the diversity of things he's raced.
Right.
Tore up a little bit of stuff from here and there.
Yeah, a couple times I tore up some things, and typically, you know, it was whether or not I was running the right line or whatever, or not going fast enough, basically into a corner, getting my line. But it all comes with experience. So.
But yeah, I believe you took home a pretty nice trophy, did you not?
I did.
I would call that a win.
Finally, in July. Yeah, I got the Dash Trophy, which was incredible, and it was a pretty emotional June for me. I had lost a best friend, and some other things were going on, and you know, it just kind of rejuvenated things. And then after that, I had, you know, some up and down a little bit, but I went to the Dells. I had a couple good runs there, so I'm starting to get a feel for it, but there's still a lot to learn.
I agree. Those cars are something else to drive.
Sure.
Very
Sure.
twitchy and temperamental.
Sure.
You're right. Okay, so we'll talk about the future. 2019. What's the plan?
2019 is just improve every night I go out. Don't put too much pressure on myself, and have a good time. The main thing I want to do is have a good time every night I go out. That's my goal for this year. So
And that's a great goal to have because
Right.
if you have fun, the stuff
Right.
just kind of
it'll
falls into
all
place.
fall into place.
Yep.
Exactly.
And we kind of talked about this, but we'll hit it again. Tell the fans what the most challenging part about handling one of those little devils is.
Oh my gosh, they are so much different than a larger car. I've done the Rusty Wallace experience at the Iowa Speedway, and I tell you what, this car is so much more challenging to get under control than something like that.
Oh, and you feel like you've been in a fight. I mean, when you
Yeah.
20 or 30 laps of that, boy.
30 laps, my shoulders are hurting in a legend car.
Because you're doing all the work. Car doesn't do a lot of the work.
Exactly.
The driver is.
Right.
And those hot nights when there's a lot of cautions, the guy.
Oh my gosh,
Gets a little wore out.
I can't wait for a caution sometimes.
Oh, really? To get a break?
So anyway, yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I love it.
And you wouldn't trade it for nothing?
No, absolutely not. And but this year I want to concentrate on the asphalt. Okay, I want to get through a season at Hawkeye Downs clean, and I want to experience some more racing at the Dells and maybe Jefferson and Slinger.
I've heard Dave loves the Jefferson.
He loves Jefferson, and he also does pretty darn good. Every time he goes to the Dells, he wins.
Well,
So-
that'll make you like a track, won't it?
But yeah, exactly.
But you enjoy traveling with those guys up there, and
It's a lot of fun.
the-
It's a lot of fun, and I think we, as a Hawkeye Downs group, we all do pretty darn good.
I watched the
In
result,
different divisions too.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Over the years, this has produced some of the best racers in the country.
right.
As we can,
So-
we don't.
I think we can be. We're a pretty proud bunch when we go up to the Dells and we all run pretty good.
Sure.
You've got guys winning the dashes and the heats, and then of course the feature. It makes, I'm sure, other racers in
They
that
welcome you?
area a little jealous, maybe.
Did they welcome you with open arms?
Oh,
would you say?
definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I haven't raced a lot around, but every time I've
Right.
gone, people are always
Right.
very just glad
And
to
that's-
have you.
Yeah, exactly.
And we try to do the same thing at our track. Is if you see a new driver, you go over and make sure you say hello, thanks
right.
for coming. We really appreciate it, whether it's
Exactly.
the Minnesota guys
And
or
they do up there.
Good.
So it's
Well, we have to
awesome.
make sure that we're good citizens to our
That's
travelers
right.
too.
That's right.
Well, as we wrap this up, it's a team sport, so we have to
Right.
make sure that we have family, we have sponsors that help
Right,
us out. So we
right.
want to make sure that we
Well,
give a shout out to those people properly.
I appreciate that, because I wouldn't be sitting here and I wouldn't be doing this sport for, number one, my wife, Gina Perry. She's
Dr.
the one
Gina Perry.
Dr. Gina Perry.
Yes.
She's the one that got me into this sport, and I love it. And then of course my sponsors. I have great sponsors. I have Castle Motors, Roger Castle.
Yep.
Very supportive of Hawkeye Downs
Oh, he's
and
been-
all the
jeez.
other racers. Ludwicek Construction, and jerseys.
Oh, yeah, but
So
I've been known to call those when you won the dash. Yeah, all
that's
those
right.
names. So,
Yep. So,
and then we're doing those again this year, so we'll
Awesome.
definitely have
Awesome.
you loaded in the chute for one of
I
those for
appreciate
sure.
that.
So, all right, I guess we'll wrap that up. Thanks
right.
for joining us today and kind of
all right.
doing the internet thing. So getting us.
I appreciate it.
get-
This
you know,
is great for everybody.
and fans want to know about the racers, and this is a great
Right.
way to do so.
Right.
And these younger guys, they know all about this internet thing, that internet
That's
machine.
right. Yeah, whatever that is.
Right. All right, John. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.